Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, AGNDD intelliReport topic, Tiny Tyrannosaur. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated article-based video. This tiny tyrannosaur could settle a huge scientific debate. A new analysis of a fossil unearthed in 2006 provides a fresh line of evidence that a separate tyrannosaur lineage called Nanotyrannus lived alongside the famous T-Rex. Smithsonian Magazine, smithsonianmag.com. Sarah Hashemi, Daily Correspondent, November 3, 2025, 2:08 p.m. Is a mysterious small tyrannosaur fossil from Montana just a juvenile? Or did tiny tyrannosaurs once walk the earth? New research published in the journal Nature on October 30th offers evidence that might finally settle that decades-long debate. The fossil in question, scientists suggest, belongs to a new miniature dinosaur species. The debate started in the 1980s when researchers re-examined a fossil first described as the Tyrannosaur gorgosaurus, reports Jack Tamisia at Science. Instead, the team identified it as a new species, Nanotyrannus lancensis. Other scientists pushed back on that assessment, saying the fossil was actually a juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex, and the debate over whether Nanotyrannus is a distinct genus has continued ever since. The skeleton at the center of the new study is a different specimen that was unearthed in 2006 by commercial fossil hunters in Montana and dates to around 66 million years ago. The fossil is part of an assemblage known as the dueling dinosaurs because it contains the bones of a triceratops and a small tyrannosaur that appear to be locked in combat. In 2020, the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences acquired the fossil and made it available for scientific analysis. When researchers examined the tyrannosaur specimen, they found that it had a few key features that meant it was unlikely to be a T-Rex. For one, it had long, powerful forearms, a sharp contrast to T-Rex's short arms. It also had fewer tail vertebrae and more teeth than its counterpart, characteristics unlikely to change in adulthood. The most definitive piece of evidence, though, came from slicing into the fossil's leg bones to measure its growth rings. The dinosaur was about 20 years old when it died, and the rings indicate it had finished growing. Simply put, the dueling dinosaur Nanotyrannus is fully grown at half the length and 1/10 the body mass of a mature T-Rex, says Lindsay Zano, a paleontologist at North Carolina State University and a co-author of the study, to Anirban Mukhopadhyay at Scientific American. There is no scenario in which this animal morphs into a T-Rex. The researchers classify the fossil as Nanotyrannus lancensis. After conducting an evolutionary analysis, they place Nanotyrannus in an offshoot of the Tyrannosaur family tree outside the T-Rex line and suggest it may have originated in eastern North America. The team also proposes that another fossil called Jane, long thought to be a juvenile T-Rex, is also a Nanotyrannus species which they name Nanotyrannus lithius. The study's findings don't just suggest adding new species to the dinosaur roster. They could mean that paleontologists don't actually know what a juvenile T-Rex looked like. In a very real way, this discovery overturns decades of research on the growth and biology of Tyrannosaurus rex. Zano tells Asher Elbine at the New York Times. There's been a wealth of data to show that these dinosaurs are distinct, but somehow the idea that these animals were juvenile T-Rex became ingrained. Nick Longrich, a paleontologist at the University of Bath in England, who has studied Nanotyrannus but was not involved in the current research, tells Science. I think more people arguing for Nanotyrannus and it appearing in nature will make it socially acceptable to support the hypothesis. Some Nanotyrannus opponents are still not giving up their side of the fight. Stephen Broussat, an evolutionary biologist at the University of Edinburgh who was not involved in the research, tells Scientific American that while the paper offers strong evidence, he's still not convinced enough to rethink T-Rex's family tree. If every small skeleton is Nanotyrannus, he asks the outlet, where are the juvenile T-Rexes? That remains an open question. But one thing is certain, there are many more questions scientists can raise, and answer by re-examining fossils like the dueling dinosaurs. You might also like. You can listen to Kandinsky's vibrant paintings at this new exhibition in Paris, November 3rd, 2025. Computers are getting much better at image recognition, November 3rd, 2025. Researchers discovered death ball sponge and dozens of other bizarre deep-sea creatures in the Southern Ocean, November 3rd, 2025. Thieves steal more than 1,000 artifacts from a California museum storage facility, October 31st, 2025. Rats are snatching bats out of the air and eating them, and researchers got it on video, October 31st, 2025. Sarah Hashemi is a science writer and fact-checker currently based in New York City. Her work has appeared in Sierra, The Body, Maisonneuve magazine, and more.
Thank you for watching this AGNDD intelliReport, dear viewers. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell button to get notified during new uploads. And make sure to tune in next time. Stay safe and healthy. Cheers.